Hey there everyone, so please join me for this first impression review of the facelifted Mazda 6 Saloon. So this revised Mazda 6 takes on the likes of the Ford Mondeo, Vauxhall Insignia, Skoda Superb and the Peugeot 508. Now granted, all those cars are hatchbacks, but the Mazda still retains the saloon body shape. Revisions include new front and rear lights, you've got a resculpted front grille, and also there's no fog lights, but it's kind of a lovely kind of sculpted bottom of the bumper there. And also there have been new materials to the interior. Also there's a new engine added to the range. It's on the top of the range version, which is what I have here, and it's a 2.5 litre petrol with around 194 PS or around 191 brake horsepower, and it is mated to an automatic gearbox. So as you can see, it's great to have a Mazda in that gorgeous red colour. So it is that Soul Red crystal. We've also got the Napa leather on the inside, and I'll show you that in a moment. But it's just an absolute gorgeous car to look at. It's definitely one of the best looking. However, you let me know, because in the top right hand corner, please click and let me know what you think is the best looking of this class. So I'm going to put up here the Mazda 6, Peugeot's new 508, the Skoda Superb and the Vauxhall Insignia, and as you can see, with the Insignia I've put the GSI version up there. So just taking you around the car, as I mentioned, it is still a saloon, but you've got these redesigned tail lights. Ooh, don't have the camera getting away from me there. And as you can see, with this new engine, you've also got twin exhaust pipes as well. It does make a nice noise when you're driving it. And again, with that saloon shape and saloon boot, oh, sorry, it's not powered. You can see, well, apart from all my camera equipment, it is actually a decent size. You can get a lot of stuff in there. I will have at the bottom of the screen just the capacity going on there as well. You can get a touring version of the Mazda 6, which is going to be very popular for those with families and animals. Oh, camera's getting away from me there again. But it is a very nice shape. It's proportioned very well. Mazda do a very good job with their Kodo design in their cars. So I'll take it into the back seats first. And so what we can see is that driving seat is set to my driving position. I'm 5'7" tall and 5'7" wide. And as you can see on the inside, there's actually a fair amount of room. You've got Isofix on the outer seats there, and we have got a centre armrest. And if I put it down and then lift up here, firstly we can see they're heated, but also we've actually got two USB ports just on the side here. That's a lovely inclusion on this car, as well as your cup holders. Ooh, let's get them back there. And then we move over to the front, and we can see what an absolutely wonderful design we've got with this cockpit. I am loving the mix of materials. So on the dashboard we've actually got a fabric. I think it's possibly Alcantara with some stitching in, and then we've got soft touch plastics on the top of the dash and on top of the doors as well. As you can see with the steering wheel, it's nicely set up with all the driver mode buttons and everything. Well, actually the driver mode buttons in the center console, but you get all the controls for the volume and everything on there. Down on the center console you can see that little rotary button which controls the sat nav on the display. It is also a touchscreen, but it's nice to know that whilst you're on the move you can use that rotary dial, and it's not unlike BMW's iDrive system. So it's very good and useful for when you're driving and on the move. Save you kind of looking away from the road and pressing a load of buttons. But yeah, this car also comes with a sunroof, as you can see there. Not a particularly big one, but then again it has got only a small area for the roof to go, being a saloon car. And I will say also, I do love, well, apart from the mud I've gone through, but the alloy wheel design. So that's just a quick walk around. Let's go take it for a drive, shall we? So before we go for a drive in the 6, I just want to kind of go over a couple of little things. So this particular car is the saloon version, which we've seen already, and has the new 2.5 litre 194 PS petrol engine. So this is only on the top of the range car that you can get with the 6, which is the GT Sport Nav. Now we want to mention on here, I don't know if you can see it, let's have a little look. It says on there Sport Nav Plus. Now the Plus, this is something I learned today in regards to the Mazda range, means that the car has passed all the WLTP regulations that have come through in the UK and Europe in recent months. So it means that if you're looking at kind of getting a new Mazda straight away, this car is available. It is in production and ready to go. So I just want to kind of get that out the way. Of course, with the outside of the car, it's in the wonderful Soul Red, a lovely mica colour from Mazda. The interior is a lovely place to sit. So they have done some improvements in regards to the materials that they've used. So they've got soft touch plastics on top of the dash. We've got like fabric, I don't think it's suede, but we've got like a stitched fabric on there and on the doors as well. So there's actually a really nice plush feel to the car. It feels a lot more upmarket. Mazda throughout the entire range, most of the range should I say this year, have really kind of taken a step up with the quality of their interiors. All cars come with a display on the dashboard along with a little rotary button down below, which is very much like BMW's iDrive system. It means basically you can use a touchscreen or you can use that rotary system, but when you're driving, using the rotary system just makes it a lot more user-friendly when driving. So there's also been updates to the suspension and the ride quality, so they really want to kind of move the 6 up and take on the likes of Ford Mondeo, Skoda Superb, new Peugeot 508, and really kind of push forward there. So yeah, this is my first impression of the new Mazda 6, and let's see what it's like. So I will mention it is an automatic. Ooh, that pulls away quite brisk. And I don't know if you heard it, didn't have a nice engine note to it as well. So it is a, let's have a go. That doesn't sound too bad. As I said, 2.5 litre. And around the corner. So it is front wheel drive. It took that corner very well. Suspension's actually really good as well. I've just put it in sport mode and it doesn't feel as though it's like overly firmed up or anything like that. It actually feels, I'm going over a relatively smooth road and it's dealing with the bumps really well. Refinement is actually very good. It's very quiet in here. I can't hear it much from the wing mirrors. Mazda have got this thing, they've got really big wing mirrors on a lot of their cars, particularly like the CX cars, and you just kind of feel you can get a little bit of wind noise intrusion into the cabin, but this is actually dealing with it really well. There's hardly any. And there's very little in the way of road noise. This is a huge improvement. I mean, it's been a long while since I've driven a 6, but this could be the engine. I mean, the engine is a real sweet sounding engine. I don't know how popular it will be in the UK, being that it's like a 2.5 litre. That's quite large for this type of car. Most of the time they go for things such as the 2.2 litre diesel unit, as diesels are still very much popular in the UK. But the steering is, as I said, I got it in sport mode. The steering's not overly kind of heavy. I don't think it's been weighted up that much. But I have to say, I'm really liking the cabin. I'm liking there's like a nice, I can't believe I'm going to say this, ambiance to the cabin. Let's get through these roadworks here. So being in sport mode, I can just take it out of there. What have we got? Yeah, being in sport mode, it wasn't kind of, it was holding on to the gears a little bit longer. As I said, it is an auto, but it's not like a bad noise or anything like that. Right, I'm going to risk it. Let's have a little look. So So just getting the car up to speed. So we're doing 60 miles an hour. There's actually very little road noise coming from the car. It's actually really good. And what I like as well is the little things on the centre console, on this central bit, on the outside is like a leatherette with stitching on there. So if you're doing a long journey, you can rest your leg on there, and it just adds to the comfort of the car. So I just went over a little kind of pothole there. You can hear a little bit of it come through into the cabin. But what I'll do is I'm going to come back round the other way, going round the roundabout. Now I will say, as I'm going round, the steering did feel a little bit heavier going around that roundabout. It was a bit of a weird sensation there, but and with this car being a saloon, there is an estate version or touring version available. For a saloon car, it's actually got very good visibility. It's a very large rear screen window, and it's very good to see out the back of. You get with a lot of cars, you'll get kind of a very narrow field of vision from the rear, but no, I'm thoroughly impressed with this facelift. Mazda have done a stunning job on this. They've really upped their game. And it's the quality of the interior as well. They've really, it's not just the 6, they have done a facelift model or an update, minor update on the CX-5, CX-3, also on the 2 as well, their little mini, or super mini should I say. So what's my first impression of the new or facelifted Mazda 6? Well, this being the saloon version as well. Mazda have done a cracking job with this. It feels very refined in here. The interior quality has taken a huge step up. I really like it, and I like the mix of materials on here with the soft touch plastics and also with that fabric on the dashboard. The ride as well is very good, and also the refinement seems to have taken a step up as well. Going along at around 60-70 miles an hour, I actually had it's weird, there's like very little road noise. I could get a little bit of wind noise, but that was about it. It was really good. Now I have to say, Mazda have done a brilliant job with this facelifted Mazda 6. And with that, I do want to mention, guys, you know what I'm going to say. Oh, apart from going over a very bit of poor road. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below, and also the notifications button to let you know when I bring out a new video. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I'll put the links down below as well. And yeah, please don't forget to like as also. But again, any questions regarding the Mazda 6, please don't hesitate to put them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.